So even though Buddhism denies, the first point is that they deny the existence of the Creator. All types of Buddhists, all denominations of Buddhism deny a Creator God, non-theistic religion. But although they do deny the Creator, they do believe in various deities or basically demons that they will worship and things like that, although they don't believe that any of them is really God or the Creator.
These are advanced practitioners, you might say, of the Bodhisattva path, who have reached the 8th or the 9th or the 10th stages in the 10 stages of the Bodhisattva path, and they've achieved extraordinary superhuman powers. These powers make it possible for celestial bodhisattvas to reside in the heavens, hence the name celestial. They're up there in the heavens. And it makes it possible, these powers make it possible for them to function as the Buddhist equivalent of the Hindu gods, because we're still operating here within the world view and the religious system of traditional India. Buddhists insist, though, that these great bodhisattvas have gone so far beyond the Hindu gods in their power and in their understanding of reality that it's really not appropriate to think of them as being even gods at all. So what we do technically, when we speak about the celestial bodhisattvas of the Mahayana, is to call them, I suppose, Buddhist deities, or call them simply celestial bodhisattvas in order to distinguish them from the Hindu gods. This leads us in an interesting way, I think, into the heart of the Mahayana. I sometimes think that the most basic form of religious practice, especially in a theistic religious tradition, although it also applies here in the Mahayana, is simply to call on the name of the deity and expect the deity in some way to respond, or at least to meditate in some way on the presence of the deity and the deity's concern for you.
And so they worship these devils. That's what the Bible says about idolatry in 1 Corinthians 10, that idolatry is the worship of devils. It is the worship of demons.
Wherefore, my dearly beloved, flee from idolatry. What say I then? That the idol is anything, or that which is offered in sacrifice to idols is anything? But I say that the things which the Gentiles sacrifice, they sacrifice to devils, and not to God. I would not that ye should have fellowship with devils. Ye cannot drink the cup of the Lord and the cup of devils. Ye cannot be partakers of the Lord's table and of the table of devils.
So Buddhism is a kind of bait and switch. They appeal to people by saying there's no God, you don't have to take anything on faith, it's all verified by your own experience. But then the next thing you know, you're bowing down to a bunch of carved images and chanting the names of Hindu gods, literally praying to demons. But you're told that these aren't really gods, they're just deities, they're just these ascended masters or celestial Buddhas, celestial bodhisattvas that you're going to pray to and get your prayers answered. But that's not what they start out telling people. They start out with, oh, there's no creator God. And that's how they suck in people who don't want to believe in God. And by the way, that's why Buddhism is becoming so popular in the United States today. That's why amongst a lot of those who live an ungodly and wicked life, Buddhism is appealing to them. They don't want anything to do with the God of the Bible. And as our country becomes more and more atheistic, and as children are being brought up in school with atheism and agnosticism, well, Buddhism's a perfect fit. Hey, you can be spiritual, but without God, without believing in God, without acknowledging the God of the Bible, or really without believing in any God, no creator. This is why Buddhism is on the rise in the West in the last century, and especially in the last few years.